Hey everybody, welcome to our 23rd episode of the Genesis series. So we're in Genesis chapter 23. Sorry I'm a little late getting this posted, but Stacy and I have both been under the weather this week. It's not been a good weather ill wellness week for the two of us. So, but we're getting it up since most people are going to be home tonight and not at church. So I wanted to get it up in case you wanted to use this as your Bible study lesson tonight. So let's jump in. Genesis 23, shall we? Here we go. So of course this is the chapter on the death of Sarah. So verse 1, Sarah lived 127 years, and these were the years of the life of Sarah. And Sarah died at Kiriath Arbarea, that is Hebron. Should have just said Hebron, but easier. In the land of Canaan, and Abraham went in to mourn for Sarah and wept over her. So Sarah dies at a good old age. She's 127. This would make Abraham at this time 137. She only had the one son. That's all she had, which was Isaac. And while she made mistakes, she was always faithful to Abraham and to God. So we can see some things that she left her home with Abraham and followed him everywhere, allowed him to say that she was his sister rather than his wife. And clearly she loved her husband and loved God. So Sarah was a very faithful woman. And so Abram rose up from before his dead and said to the Hittites, I am a sojourner and a foreigner among you. Give me property among you for a burying place, that I may bury my dead out of my sight. And the Hittites answered Abram, Hear us, my lord. You are a prince of God among us. Bury your dead in the choices of our tombs. None of us will withhold from you his tomb to hinder you from burying your dead. So the Hittites, the people in the land, sorry, acknowledge that Abraham is a man of God. They acknowledge that he is a force to be reckoned with in the area because he has a great deal of people that are around him. So this is going to be an equitable affair, as we will see. And so Abram rose, in verse 7, and Abram rose and bowed to the Hittites, the people of the land, and he said to them, If you are willing, then I shall bury my dead out of my sight. Hear me and entreat me for Ephron, the son of Zohar, that he may give me the cave of Machpelah, Helah. So, sure, somebody out there can pronounce it better than me. I'm not great at these words. Which he owns is at the end of the field. For the full price, let him give it to me in your presence as property for a burying place. So, Abram could have easily just gone and taken what he wanted. The Hittites acknowledged that fact that not only because he's a man of God, but he's a man of great power. But Abraham doesn't do that. Abraham actually does the right thing, says, This is the one I would like to have, and I'm willing to pay whatever price that he is willing to ask for. So, this is the right way to do a transaction. If you see something you want to buy, you go to that person, you say, I would like to buy this, and I'm willing to pay for whatever you are willing to sell it for. That's how the system is supposed to work. It's not really supposed to be us trying to negotiate people down. If they feel like their object is worth that amount, we can either pay or we can walk away. And so Abram is doing the right thing here. Now Ephraim was sitting among the Hittites, and Ephraim the Hittite answered Abram in the hearing of the Hittites, of all who went at the gate of the city. No, my lord, hear me. I give you the field, and I give you the cave that is in it. In the sight of the sons of my people, I will give it to you. Bury your dead. And then Abram bowed down before the people of the land. Now, I just want to let you know that's just him being respectful. And he said to Ephraim, in hearing of the people of the land, But if you will hear me, I will give you the price of the field. Accept it from me, that I may bury my dead there. So not only is Abram going to bury his wife, he's basically letting him know that he's going to bury himself and his sons to come. So this is going to be the family plot. That's what he's explaining. This is why he just doesn't want it to be given to him. He wants to actually purchase it outright, even though Ephron is willing to give it to him. But this is also a part of the negotiation process. The honorable thing to do is to offer it to the person in power. And then the right thing for the person in power to do is to pay the full price. And so we see both sides being honest in this matter. And Ephron answered Abram, my lord, listen to me. A piece of land worth 400 shekels of silver is what that between you and me bury your dead. So he says, okay, this is how much it's worth, but it's nothing to me. It's nothing. Go bury your dead. But Abraham listened to Ephraim, and Abraham weighed out to Ephraim the silver that he had named in the hearing of the Hittites, 400 shekels of silver, according to the weights current among the merchants. And so the field of Ephraim and say it again, which was to the east of Merom, the field which the cave that was in the land, that was all the trees and the field throughout the whole area, was made over to Abram as a possession in the presence of the Hittites before all those who went out to the city gates. So he's taken over that part of the land. It is now his, for him to bury his wife and to his family. So let's kind of review what's just taken place. So Abram's asked to purchase a piece of land to bury his wife. The leaders offer him to take any place he wishes for free. Abram says that he is willing to pay. That should be pay for the place, for this one particular place. They go to the owner, and the owner offers to give it to Abraham freely. Why did he do this? Because this would be out of respect for the dead and the power of Abraham. Abraham said that he will pay the price that the owner says, which is the right thing to do. The owner then sets the price. Abraham pays him for the amount. This is actually how capitalism is supposed to work. Not really what we do today. Then we have verse 19. And so after this, Abraham buried Sarah, his wife, in the cave of the field east of Merom. This is Hebron, in the land in Canaan. And the field and the cave that is where made over to Abraham's property for a burying place by the Hittites. So this will become the family plot for everyone. Abram will be buried there. Isaac will be buried there. Jacob will be buried there. And of course, we know that when Joseph dies in Egypt, he tells them that when they leave the land, for them to take his bones and bury them with the rest of his family. So this is a significant purchase because this is going to become the family burial plot. Well, that was a really quick lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. Uh, we'll have hopefully have 24 up quicker than normal. But you guys have a blessed day. Stay safe and stay out of the snow. God bless.